Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Ha, no, why do you care? Nobody cares. It's the same bullshit. They say the same fucking thing over and over. Nobody cares. Ha, that's why I'm making a video on it, because I don't care. Ah.
If you want to say that I'm a he, good for you. Keep that in mind. Got you next time. Then that's going to be fine. Or if you're not sure and you want to clarify before you even say a pronoun, you can say, hi, my name is Samantha, I go by she, her pronouns, or you can just say, what pronouns do you go by? You know, don't make it like this big obvious thing, but it's very okay to ask.
Don't make it this big obvious thing.
Cisgender.
Wait. So let me show you something.
You go by, you know, don't make it like this big obvious thing, but it's very okay to ask.
Don't make it this big obvious thing. The assumptions aren't always correct, and the act of making an assumption, even if correct, sends a potentially harmful message. So, don't make it this big obvious thing, but if I assume, then it potentially sends a harmful message. Which one is it? Does it send a potentially harmful message, or should I not make a big deal out of it? Because that seems to be making a big deal out of it.
Tragedy that describes a person whose gender identity
An adult male human being is the definition of Oxford. A human being of either sex. Either of the two main categories into which humans and most other living things are divided on the basis of their reproductive organs. I just don't understand how a trans woman is a woman if a human being, if a man is an adult male human being, then that means that a woman is an adult female human being or a human of either sex. The definition of sex is either of the two main categories into which humans and most other living things are divided on the basis of their reproductive functions. Of or denotating the sex that produces small, typically motile gametes, specifically yada yada, which a female be. I just don't understand. I cannot understand.
I get what he's trying to say here, that it's
traditional for centuries, right?
I get what he's trying to say here, that it's, you know, traditional for centuries, blah blah blah. But when you say things like that, you're kind of erasing all the
It's the same buzzwords. It's the same things over and over and over and over. It's never anything new. Erasing, like it's God. Make a somewhat new argument. Erase
trans people that traditional for centuries, blah blah blah. But when you say things like that, you're kind of erasing all the trans people that have come before. You know, trans people are not this new thing.
They are.
Binary people are not this new thing that
They are.
came out in the last 5 years. It's just
They are.
may not have been this mainstream. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder why it became mainstream. I wonder why.
People just may not have necessarily known about us before. But these other identities have been acknowledged in different cultures for a very, very long time. Here are
I feel like comparing like modern trans people to these things, is that not cultural appropriation? Look at that. Is that not cultural appropriation? Think about it. Think about it. Is this not cultural appropriation? It feels like it. That's for damn sure. Oh my God. This is tough. But let's look some of these up. Let's oh my God, fuck this. That doesn't seem trans. That's not trans. It's literally a gay, effeminate man. That's literally a gay, effeminate man. I don't. I mean, I'd have to research more into this. This seems like a religious thing. So this seems like a religious thing, from what I can understand. And what's the last one? Two-spirited indigenous people. I don't know enough about that one.
Examples.
But I mean, one of them is religious. One of them is literally just a gay man.
I'll put them up right here.
You're saying that there should be no construct of gender, just sex. You're either male or female.
Right.
And someone feeling in a mental, emotional way that they don't.
You see what he's having to do here? If he misspeaks at all, he gets canceled. That's why he's doing this, by the way. He's not doing this to be sensitive. He's doing
Identify
this so he can
with
stay relevant.
the sex that struck that.
If you identify and then you don't identify and you were born.
And you know what's funny? He's literally at, like, regardless of the reason, he's fucking trying, right? He's fucking trying. What the fuck does she do?
Describes that, experiences that.
Dr. Phil just struggled so hard. He's like, well, if you identify and then you don't identify and you were born with the penis and basically the semi.
She's literally making fun of the nigga who's actually trying to give a shit. For the people who don't give a shit, or at the very least want to give a shit, how does it? If I'm trying, I'm still gonna be made fun of. So fuck it. Like, yeah, that's how you win people over to your fucking side.
Matt's point of view.
Fucking ridiculous.
He's a biological essentialist, meaning if you have a.
Which has long been discredited by psychologists. I would love to see a stat on that. We are fundamentally different. I wouldn't say unchangeable, but I would say we are fundamentally different. I wouldn't say that all men. See, no, that's bullshit. No, because Matt Walsh, I recall exactly. Matt Walsh himself has said that there's a difference between having effeminate men or masculine women. That's always been a thing. He doesn't have a fucking problem with that. So this, as a result, all men have essentially masculine and all women have essentially feminine. That's not true. That's not true at all. And most people would not agree with this.
A penis, you're a man, you can never change that. Or if you have a vagina, you're a woman, and you can never change that.
And that's facts.
Basically, there's no such thing as gender. It's just sex. Which
gender does exist, just not in the way that the left pushes it.
Okay, that's definitely a theory that was explored like 60 years ago and then retired. Which okay, that's definitely a theory that was explored like 60 years ago.
Wait, whoa. Wait. You see why I listen to these things? This is why you have to listen to things of opposite. Listen.
Go and gender, it's just sex. Which okay, that's definitely a theory that was explored like 60 years ago and then retired.
60 years ago.
Necessarily known about us before. But these other identities have been acknowledged in different cultures for a very, very long time. Here are a few examples.
For a very, very long time. Okay. For 4,000 years. It was explored 60 years ago. And you only give 3 examples. So you're telling me in the thousands of years of human history, these are the only 3 examples that you could pull up. And that the majority of human society didn't live by this binary that is so toxic and fake. And we only explored it 60 years ago.
Self-respectability.
Like medical, scientific. It's just like 60 years ago and then retired.
It contradicts themselves.
I mention this in literally like all my videos, but it's just not.
However, contemporary science does not support an essentialist view of the sexual. What's up, Nino? Wait, hold on. I need to. I'm sorry, chat is gonna take a second. I need to look into this. HTTP.
Communities, medical, scientific, academic, all these different places recognize the difference between gender and sex. So like academic, all these different places recognize the difference. Many different communities, medical, scientific, academic, all these different places. It's just not accurate anymore. Many different communities, medical, scientific, academic, all these different places recognize the difference between gender and sex.
Is it possible that they all recognize the difference between gender and sex because they're all ran by the left? Because the left controls all of these institutions? No? Okay.
So like, I just don't get why he's still going on about it, but okay.
Because it benefits you. Because, of course, you don't understand. Because if you understood, then it wouldn't benefit you. And you want to be benefited.
Well, that's got nothing to do with the realities. You can feel however you want. I mean, I could sit here and say that I feel like a tomato plant, but that doesn't mean that I'm actually in those things. So your self-perception, you can have whatever self-perception you want, but you can't expect me to take part in that self-perception or to take part in this kind of charade, this theatrical production.
Literally no.
You know, it's like
Still, I don't think has attacked any of his points so far.
perception.
Who cares? If you want to say that I'm a he, good for you. Good luck with that.
Hasn't
You don't
attacked
get
any of
your
the
own
points.
pronouns, just like you don't get.
Who's gonna tell him that you have some?
My adjectives are handsome and brilliant. Whenever you're talking about me, you have to describe me as handsome and brilliant because that's how I identify. Makes no sense. You don't get your own pronouns. That's grammar. That's language.
Okay, but
And look how smug this
Makes
fucking
no sense. You don't get your own pronouns. That's grammar. That's
look how smug this fucking thing looks.
language.
okay, but adjectives are not pronouns.
I would argue, and I'm not playing devil's advocate, I would legitimately argue that adjectives are less important than pronouns.
I'll be back.